Hello and welcome to week one of developmental psychology. And I'm pretty excited about this. It's been quite a few semesters since I've actually had the opportunity to teach this class. And this will be the 97th time I teach developmental psych. This is my favorite topic. It's my favorite content. Really enjoy this stuff. So I'm really looking forward to an interesting online experience with you. My name is Dr. Mark Kavanaugh, and what I'm going to be doing, because we're having these classes online, is I'm going to be posting a video like this every week. And each week I'm going to go over the expectations of the week and whatnot, what's due and what my expectations are. Maybe lecture a little bit. I'll see. I don't know. I might post other videos in the content itself. I've included a lot of content for you to digest. This is a very important topic for many of your careers, working with other people. And so what I wanted to do this week is take a moment to quickly go through what you're going to experience here in Brightspace, where things are a little bit, and what the expectations are for week one. So here we are in Brightspace, the developmental psych course instance for my class. In this section here is where you found that video, found this video, and I want you to pretty much come in every day and check to see what's going on, in terms of announcements. I use the announcements feature quite often, but the heart of this class is not on the first page, it's in the content area. So if we click on content, let's take a quick tour of the class. For one, right at the beginning, this Dealing with Brightspace video is specifically designed to give you the layout of all the classes in the social sciences department. I put them all together, so it tells you where things are. So when I'm talking about the textbook, the course book, a chapter, where the quizzes are and stuff, it kind of explains the layout. So once you're done this video, head on over to the Dealing with Brightspace video and learn about where everything is at. As you scroll down this first page that you encounter, you have my welcome to the class, basic course information, and then a little video about who am I, and the printable syllabus for developmental psych. We come back over here, and this introductions part is the first expectation I have for this week. And I click on introductions, and what you're going to see is a little explanation of these two discussion boards. Now, the first discussion board is course questions. This is a place to post questions, any questions about the course, due dates, explanations for assignments or whatever. You can also reach out to me individually, but this is a good place to go. And then the course lounge. Now, this week, I want you to introduce yourself to each other in the course lounge. Throughout the semester, these discussion boards are going to be available, and you can go into them anytime, participate in some discussions about off-topic things, or maybe something really cool you saw on TV that relates to the course content. Go ahead and post that right in the course lounge. And of course, the questions discussion board, I'm going to be monitoring that. And it might be that maybe a classmate of yours will answer the question before I even get to it. So be sure to post your questions right in there. In addition, this semester I'm trying something new. I've included what I call a student intake form. Now, the purpose of this intake form, it's a quiz and it's confidential and it's not required. This is totally optional, is to give you an opportunity to tell me about your strengths, the possible challenges that you might experience this semester, and to inform me about how I might be able to help you be successful. Just a kind of a neat way of me gathering that information on each one of you, so that I know where you're coming from and how I can best help you to be successful. So in this week one, I would like you to participate in the introduction discussion in the course lounge and take whatever components you feel comfortable telling me about inside of the student intake form. So we go back to Brightspace, and let's take a look at this link called Course Timeline, and it brings us right into the expectations for week one. This document lists every week. It lists the chapter that we're covering, and it lists the expectations in red, the graded things. Now, the chapters refer to the chapter in the textbook, and they refer to the chapter in what I call the course book. These are two digital documents that you download from the course documents section. This is explained in the Dealing with Brightspace video. You download those, and those documents themselves will explain, the course book will explain what the discussions and quizzes are all about. So you access those documents in the course documents place here. You scroll all the way to the bottom, of course read all of this, but the textbook and course book information, here's the textbook, you can download that. Actually, I think the link is not working. I'm going to have to fix that. And then over here is a PDF or EPUB version. The difference between the PDF and the EPUB, the PDF is a smaller file, the EPUB is larger, but the EPUB allows you to play the videos right in the document. So when you click on the video, it plays right there. Otherwise, the video links will take you outside and bring you to a website. So I'm going to begin downloading the PDF version right here on my computer because that takes a little bit. But I want to go over to, let's take a look at the special assignment sections in Chapter 1. Now, the special assignments in this course, there are 4 of them, and these are assignments that are larger in scope. The first one is a cultural dimensions of childbirth. Second one is the identity status assignment. And then the next 2 are 2 parts of the biography assignment, probably the most significant assignment that I assign across all of my classes. The details of these are in one of the first chapters in the course book. There's a whole chapter on each one of these assignments explaining the details of what they are. You want to spend some time taking a look at this, particularly the biography assignment, where I'm going to be asking you to interview somebody age 65 or older and writing their life story. It's a narrative life story, very challenging but very satisfying experience. And then to accompany that is a reflection, another document that you're going to create, a reflection on that experience where you tie together that person's life with the theories and models that we understand about human development and how it personally impacted you and your view of life, wisdom, aging, those kinds of things. Now back into Brightspace here, we got from the course timeline here that the only thing that's due this week is Chapter 1 in terms of the content. Now let's go to Chapter 1 over here. And what we have is once you've read the first chapter in the textbook and you've read the first chapter in the course book, you're now ready to go in and participate in the Chapter 1 discussion and the Chapter 1 quiz back in Brightspace. Now, I've downloaded the course book, and this is what it looks like. This is page 1 here of the spring edition of the course book. And as you go through the course book, you'll see, some basic information about the course book, the alignment of learning outcomes, all the assignments aligned to the APA, American Psychological Association's expectations for psych courses, and then the Association of American Colleges and Universities value outcomes. Oh, that's hard to say really fast. And then we get down a little bit about me, a little bit about the textbook, and then the details about the special assignments. Like I said, cultural dimensions, go through that, the identity status assignment, and then the biography interview itself, all kinds of details and tips about that, and then the biography reflection. And finally, we end up in Chapter 1. This would be a little bit more quick when we're doing Chapter 2. We won't spend all the time learning about Brightspace. But we look at each chapter is organized into an attention-getting area, a description about the learning outcomes, what you're going to get out of this material, and then essentially my lecture material with links to graphics and videos and apps and images and whatnot, all kinds of things that occupy the first chapter here. And then we get into, get to the end of this material here. You can see apparently I have a lot to say. And then we get down into this last section here, the assessments, and here's where you get a description of the discussion and the quiz. And so Once you've read all this material, this will all make sense. But we're going to look at the clocks, the developmental clocks, the social clock, psychological clock, historical clock, and the biological clocks. And you will describe experience that you've had based on one of those clocks. In the chapter quiz, we're taking a look at the developmental perspective, which is a way in which we take the developmental point of view about a question. And it's a deceivingly simple answer to these quizzes. First, you make up a psychological question. And then in the second version of that question, question 2, you revise the question to add an age. That's it. That's all you do. Just take that same question and then add at age whatever. So read the material in the course book so you can understand that very clearly. And then, of course, I introduced right at the beginning the expectation to start planning for that interview, locating someone age 65 years or older, working on that, starting right now. It is a very, very awesome, in all the ways that awesome can be used, assignment. And so it's very important to get an early start on that. So that's the expectations for this week. If there's any question that you have, we have the course discussion boards. To do that, you can contact me individually, and I will be around. I'll be around looking at things, and I'll be in the discussion boards myself. So feel free to reach out anytime through the course or through my email. So have a great week.